Welcome to the On Deck podcast presented by LineStar, your top MLB player prop bets for today, plus our home run calls of the day. Alongside my co-host, Tyler Wiemann, I am Shannon Sommerville. Tyler, yesterday's picks sucked, so we got to give the people some winners today on this Tuesday. Let's get after it. Yesterday was not a great day for us in the props department, but hey, it could be worse. We could be Bryce Young and benched for after the second game this season. You know what? Like, you got to look at it. It's all about perspective.
Yeah, that's wild. I still can't believe they did it. I mean, they're essentially saying they're giving up on him, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I feel like this is even worse than when Zach Wilson was benched for the Jets, because I feel like the Jets just gave him so much leeway to make a case for himself. And this is just a little surprising if you're going to ask me. But hey, you know, life goes on. And today it's Tuesday, no football on the slate, so it's all about MLB action. So I dove deep into the numbers today, Tyler. I'm not going to lie. I feel like we owe the people some really good picks. So I'm just going to give out a bunch of picks today, and our viewers, do with it what you will. We're using the Props AI tool as we always do. It's available on the LineStar app. And our picks are available in places like Underdog Fantasy, Sleeper, CHALKBOARD, and ParlayPlay. But remember, if you download those apps for the first time, to use the promo code LineStar so you can get a deposit match. Plus, you'll get 1 free month of LineStar. So take advantage of that deal while it lasts. And before we get into our picks, do us a huge favor, like this video, subscribe to the LineStar YouTube channel, and comment below. Not only does that help us out in the good old YouTube algorithm department, but it also helps you out, because if we go 2 for 2, one randomly selected commenter will win $50. We'll announce it on the show with a nice money gun celebration. So hopefully that is in store for us tomorrow. Let's get after it today. MLB picks. We've got some good games on the slate, but some good pitchers on the hill as well. So that makes it an interesting dilemma for us here. As you know, I always like to go a little bit hitter heavy in my picks. So what do you got for us today, Tyler? What's your main prop bet of the day?
My main pick is going to be Connor Norby over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. I love the spot for him. Our LineStar projection is 3.5. Consensus is at 2. He's a top 5% hitter versus right-handed pitching. And Norby is hitting 317 with a 341 ISO and 429 WOBA versus right-handed pitching over the last 20 games. And then Miller, he's given up a 572 ERA and a 206 ISO to left-handed bat. So I like the spot for Norby to get it done for us.
Yeah, Bobby Miller's given up 5 home runs over the past 2 starts, so I like the spot there.
Yeah, he hasn't been very good.
Yeah, Miami Marlins bats might be in a good spot. Another bat that could be in a good spot today, Vladimir Guerrero, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBI. LineStar's projection for Vladdy is 3.1 of this category. He's been over 6 of the last 10, and we're talking about a guy with a top 10% exit velocity against righties the last 14 days. What I also like about this is the BVP data against the pitcher that he'll be facing today. Guerrero is going up against Texas Rangers righty Nathan Eovaldi, who he's got a 350 average against, and that's a decent sample size, 20 at-bats there, plus the bullpen behind them. 29th versus right-handed bats. And when we look at this Texas Rangers team, I feel like they've just given up. I mean, can we be just honest about the state of things with the Texas Rangers? So I like Vladdy's spot here, over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. We got a great hitter coming in. I think he's going to deliver for us for hits, runs, and RBIs. He's been kind of an ATM machine for us over the course of the season, so why not go back to him here in a nice spot against a pitcher that he's had good history against? What do you think?
Yeah, I like Vladdy's spot, and I think Toronto is a little bit of a sneaky stack for DFS. Okay. Also, I want to say that I think I said Connor or Miller versus left-handed bats, and those numbers were versus right-handed bats, which Connor Norby is.
Right, okay. Nice clarification there.
Yeah.
Now it's time, Tyler, for your bonus pick. What you rolling with today?
Let's go with Kyle Schwarber. Over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBI. LineStar projection 2.7. Consensus is 2.1. Schwarber, who is, like a career 220 hitter, is hitting 283 versus right-handed pitching over the last 20 games with a home run at 9.8% of plate attempts. Montas, while he's been pretty good in Milwaukee and much better than he was in Cincinnati, is still allowing a 5.47 ERA to left-handed bats and a 176 ISO to them. I think Schwarber's in a good spot for over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs.
All right, maybe a Schwarber on tap for us today. I got a bunch of bonus picks for you guys. So again, do with this information what you will. But the first one I'm going to give out for today is going to be Luis Robert of the Chicago White Sox over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Listen, I like his matchup for today. LineStar's projection here is on our side as well, 2.1. Only been over this 5 of the last 10, but he does have a 333 average over the last 7 days. We're talking about a top 20% hitter against righties. And his ISO specifically, too, is pretty high, 279 against them. And he's facing Angels righty Griffin Canning. And when you're talking about Griffin Canning, he gives up really hard contact, 36.9% hard contact. That's actually 6th highest among all starters, minimum 60 innings pitched. So I think you're talking about a guy that gives up a lot of hard contact going up against a guy who hits the ball really hard, quite frankly. And the wind is blowing out to left at 9 miles per hour. So I like Luis Robert. Now, another one of my favorites over the last couple of weeks has been Jasson Dominguez over 0.5 bases, because this is a guy with a lot of power. Yes, I know he's in a tougher matchup today, which we'll talk about, but I still like Dominguez spot here just to clear 0.5 bases for us. LineStar's projections is 1.4. This is a switch hitter with better splits as a lefty bat against righties. 214 average, but don't let that fool you. I mean, he's only been up like 6 games or so, and he's got a 542 ISO. So we're talking about a guy with immense power going up against a righty today. It is Brian Wu, who's a really good righty, but he does give up 31.3% hard contact to lefty bats. And when you compare that to how he does against righty bats, 16.8%, Dominguez is a guy that does better. He's a switch hitter, does better as a lefty bat. So I think he could be in a decent spot today. Plus the bullpen for Seattle, 27th versus switch hitters. So the Martian might be in a good spot today just to clear 0.5 bases. That's all we're asking is one knock today. So even if he doesn't get it against Wu, which is a tough matchup, maybe he'll get it against that bullpen. And next up, we're going to the Dodgers. Tommy Edman, who was yesterday's home run call. He didn't quite get the home run, but he did have a double in yesterday's contest. So I think today I like over 1.5 hits, runs, RBI. LineStar's projection here, 4.2. He's been over this 7 of the last 10 games. We're talking about a 315 average, 1010 OPS in the month of September. Today, he'll be going up against Miami righty Darren McCacken, who's given up a 336 opponent average. Plus, the bullpen for Miami has struggled against switch hitters, which Edman is 26th against them. And lastly, we'll go to the birthday boy, Jose Ramirez, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBI. LineStar's projection 3.6 over 6 of the last 10. J-Ram has a 321 average, 902 OPS over the last 7 days, so some good numbers lately. Plus, he's facing Minnesota Twins righty Zebby Matthews, who ranks 295th against lefty bats. Of course, J-Ram's a switch hitter. And Minnesota bullpen 25th in opponent average in the month of September, so I think J-Ram could be in a nice spot as well. It's his birthday. You know what they say. Go shouty. It's your birthday. We're going to pod.
A
you know
birthday
that one?
bomb.
Little birthday bomb for him. So I know that's a ton of props, but I wanted to give you guys as much information as possible. I know we don't have football on the slate today, so maybe you guys want to go a little heavier, whatever, on this Tuesday with some MLB picks, but choose wisely, use discretion, bet responsibly. For today's contest, just as a reminder, our top 2 picks for today, we are rolling with Connor Norby over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, and Vladimir Guerrero over 1.5 hits, runs, RBI as well. So those are our favorite prop picks of the day. Of course, according to LineStar's Props AI tool. If you haven't checked that out, make sure you do so. LineStarApp.com. Not only is it helping us with our MLB picks, but also NFL picks as well. And later this week, we'll be out with our week 3 picks for Thursday Night Football and then the rest of the slate as well. So make sure you are already subscribed to the LineStar YouTube channel so you can keep up with all the content we've got coming your way. Now it's time for home run calls of the day. Tyler, where are you headed for a dinger on this Tuesday?
We are going with the good old-fashioned Kyle Schwarber to hit a home run. We have met a 26.3% chance of a home run. Vegas has him at a 25.6%, so we got some nice value in betting him. He has 2 home runs in 6 plate attempts versus Frankie Montas. He has a 415 ISO versus right-handed pitching over the last 20 days and hitting a home run at 9.8% of plate attempts versus right-handed pitching. So I like the spot for a good old-fashioned Schwarber.
For my pick, I'm going to the Oakland A's and their slugger Brent Rooker for a home run at plus 350. Rooker has 38 on the year, 3 in the last 5 games. And this is a guy with a 333 ISO against left-handed pitching. In fact, he qualifies as a top 5% hitter against the Southpaws, top 15% barreled balls and exit velocity over the last 14 days against lefties. Today, he'll be facing Chicago Cubs lefty Jordan Wicks, who ranks 230th against righty bats, giving up a 1.32 home run per 9 rate. In fact, the last game he gave up 4 dingers to the Dodgers, and that Chicago bullpen giving up a 1.59 home run per 9 rate in the month of September. That is second highest among all bullpens. So love Brent Rooker's spot here today to go yard once again for us. Brent Rooker's been probably one of the hotter hitters in the month of September, despite being on kind of a miserable team. But, you know, we still like the A's and some of their batters that they have there, especially from the props perspective. What do you think of Rooker and the season that he's had? I was kind of sad that he didn't go to like a contender at the trade deadline.
Yeah, I really kind of thought he would, but he's been incredible this year. It's really surprising what he's been able to do on that team. But that offense has had some moments this year where they've really strung it together. So maybe there's some upside going to a minor league ballpark next year.
There you go. All right. Well, that is going to do it for our picks for today. But like always, I'm going to give you my MLB Dinger Report top 5 from the LineStar app so that you guys can have that to use, whether it's for home run calls or over 1.5 bases. The top 5 on the LineStar app: Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, Kyle Schwarber, Brent Rooker, and Juan Soto. Those are your top 5 according to the MLB Dinger Report on the LineStar app. That's the tool that determines who is most likely to go yard. So you can either take them, you know, for throw a little bit on the home run or over 1.5 bases. Use that to your discretion. Again, bet responsibly today. Good luck in all of your prop betting endeavors. And if you have any locks for us today, drop them in the comments. Share them with all of us. We're all here to help each other out and beat the books for this Tuesday. So let's go get it out there. Let's win that money. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.
Good luck, guys. Bye.